When you see the symbol on the screen, something is after you. Sometimes it doesn't mean that though. Pay no heed to the lies it tells you. And it moved too fast but can't even read the rest of it. Hello, today I'm playing Lost in Vivo by Akuma Kira. Here's the person who helped create Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion. This title is actually the demo I'm playing. The full release comes out on the 20th of October 2018. Only a few days to go from time of recording. I saw the trailer for this today and it gave me a massive Silent Hill 4 feeling with how that trailer is. It's silent and you're looking at some like spooky ghost, and then it swaps to combat or the scary screams and monsters, and then it just like keeps swapping over. Now immediately it seems as if my camera is zoomed in absolutely loads. I feel like my face is like hunched super forward, like I'm some sort of giraffe with how close I am to these brick textures, even though I'm standing relatively far away, well, sort of far. Graphics look lovely though. I absolutely love the textures that he's made. He himself is a fantastic developer, has a very great work ethic about him. I'm very much looking forward to the update to Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion, which will be set in a dollhouse in fact. I've seen a few pictures of what that game's going to look like because I'm a member on the Discord channel. And if you press F you can turn the flashlight on and off. You might as well always keep it on though, because the game, it seems, is completely black without it. I'll put a link in the description for where I found this game on Game Jolt. I'll put a link to Akuma Kira's Twitter. Have a look for yourself to see what he's been getting up to. Graffiti, let's have 3 eyes. Now the reason I press space and you hear a dog barking, it's our doggo. The storyline is that our service dog, he fell down a broken sewer drain, and so we find the nearest sewer entrance and are now chasing straight after him. The storyline's a bit unusual as well in that it outright says, what's that say, David Lynch. I know him, he made Twin Peaks. That's a very good show. Gets really bizarre though, and not necessarily in a good way later on. Anyway, the storyline description for this game, Teeth, involves other people saying that we're going to find other inhabitants in this sewer, and that maybe both we and them are going to be beyond help. Now I can see quite a bit of screen tearing, unfortunately. I can hear weird noises. Radio. Some more graffiti. Snake, cattle. I remember on his Twitter I did see him write a few posts, Kojima, about graffiti that he's been hand drawing absolutely loads of it. Seems to really just enjoy creating his own textures. I can press spacebar at any moment. Our good little doggo friend will fortunately respond to us. There are enemies in this game, so it isn't a walking simulator. Fire. There are guns. The trailer does show both melee combat as well as gunfire. The way this game looks, for the longest time I mistakenly believed this was actually going to be a virtual reality title. It's not, it has no VR support. Del Toro. Del Toro is another person I like. He made Pan's Labyrinth, as well as The Shape of Water, which is a movie I've not seen, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing it when I can. Del Toro himself also wants to create movie adaptation for The Mountains of Madness, but he's having trouble with securing funding according to his Reddit AMA. Anyway, about the story for this game. Oh gosh, heard noises. There's like a faker box art that Akuma has created on the Game Jolt page, and it goes on about how our character he's on therapy, taking various drugs to help him. Me. Very cute. It gets a bit bizarre with the description. Brains in that TV. What was that film with a scene very similar to this? Is it Videodrome? I think it is Videodrome. Hail to the new flesh or something, and like TVs explode and there's all gore inside them. Melee weapon. That's a straight up Silent Hill sound effect. It's not exactly Silent Hill, the tone sounds a bit deeper. Lovecraft, a nice little Call of Cthulhu star. I myself am a big fan of Lovecraft's writings. The Mountains of Madness is a Lovecraft story. Oh gosh. Doggo! Doggo! You're gonna get stolen away, Doggo. Oh my god, the way he runs away, it's very cute. You can see the dog's wearing like a blue jacket because he's a service dog. I don't know what sort of service dog he is, and we can't be blind because we can see quite well. Unless our crippling ailment is giraffe neck. It could be giraffe neck that requires us to need a service dog. Come on, fucker. Committing murder 2 minutes into the game. End you. I can finish him off. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was a bit loud. So if I press right click, I go into like this little stance. I can still attack with it though. I'm guessing it's like a sort of block function. So what's this say? I gave my eyes to the devil so he could love my empty holes. Saucy. Very much enjoying this experience so far. The only thing I don't like, I think the camera is too far forward. Very much giraffe neck. It's a weird way to describe it. It's almost as if I am too close to everything. That's got me thinking though. One of the game themes was claustrophobia. Maybe that's why. It's probably intentional to make me feel that I'm super close to the walls at all time. That's what claustrophobia is meant to be. You're confined. You are in an incredibly closed space. Let's turn off the light for a bit and we can just admire the lighting. Talking about Akuma himself, with the upcoming DLC, which will be a paid product for Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion. No release date as of yet. Oh my gosh, that sounds scary. Can't see anything, we can just hear him. What he's doing, he's got a load of doll textures in the game, and when I saw those pictures, they look very realistic, look very genuine, like real life textures. And I thought that was a bit weird because the game has a very cutesy cartoon art style. Look very nice though, very, very lovely. And what it is, they are real dolls. Akuma purchased a bunch of dolls from some cheap antique doll shop, took the dolls home, and then he started smashing them all up, smashing their faces with hammers and wrenches, stuff like that, and screwdrivers, taking out their eyes, and then just taking a load of pictures of them from like loads of different angles, and then he used all of those images to help create the 3D models. I think The Vanishing of Ethan Carter does a very similar thing with how they got their textures so real. Visions lowered me, so I took them out, but they still worked. I could still see, so I ate them to make it stop, but they're still working. Little me, help me please, please help me please. And teeth again. Visions something me, I can't read that second word. Coward me, lowered me. All hope abandon, ye who enter in. And Charon. Charon is the ferryman in Greek mythology. When you die, you have your family members put 2 coins on your head and then cremate your body. I believe that's how it goes in like the ancient mythology. And then when Charon sees you to ferry you across the river Styx, the river of the dead, you give him the 2 coins placed on your eyes, and then that's payment for him to ferry you across to the afterlife. Unless I've got that all completely wrong. It's been a number of years since I read up on Greek mythology. I used to be a massive fan of it though. Especially with things like computer games like Zeus Master of Olympus, which is available on Good Old Games. If you've never heard of that, it's a very cool strategy game that came out in like the early 2000s. I recommend it. No, I don't actually feel that claustrophobic here right now. I actually feel quite relaxed, and I think the main reason for that is because I've got a weapon. As soon as you get a weapon in a horror game, that's it, the horror's gone. At least for me anyway. I'm not going to run away from an enemy anymore, I'm just going to punch them. Even if they're really big, I'm still going to have a go. With that second piece of graffiti, Abandon all hope ye who enter here, that's from the Divine Comedy by Dante. It's the words engraved on the gates of hell. Right, let's go. Ow! I'm bleeding. Jumping down these sewers reminds me a bit like a Silent Hill 2 where James Sunderland literally descends into the darkness. Oh, there's that symbol. I think that symbol, is it an autosave? Maybe not though, because of, well, this is a demo. Unless it's a functional autosave just for Akuma to test the game out, so we can see if it all works for him. Or maybe it's a red herring, because the description, when I was reading it at the very beginning of this video, it said something like, you're in danger when you see it, but sometimes you're not. Well, that's a bit of a weird thing to say. Basically, can't trust him. I can't trust the thing he says. Monsters. You know what? I actually feel more claustrophobic here than I do when I was in the vents. And I think a reason for that is because how these textures are changing. Here, for instance, it's very distorted, quite surreal. It's confusing to look at. Okay, these noises are getting louder. Let's go for him. I'm not sure how long this demo has been out. I only found out that it was a demo just today. As soon as I saw the trailer with it, I had to look at this. I'm subscribed to Akuma's YouTube channel and Twitter. He posted on one of them earlier today. That was how I found this. Oh. Very nice use of the sound effects with these little monsters. They're all making their own unique sounds as well. Some of them sound different than the others. Yeah, there's 3 monsters here. All 3 of them made a different noise. And I'm sorry if I was talking a bit louder then. I've got the game volume a bit high because I trust him. I trust the developer to not jump scare me. Okay, that's a very much Silent Hill monster right there. Straight out of Silent Hill 2 with the monsters that are attached to the beds to represent the sickness of James Sunderland's wife. It's one of the bosses. It looks like some melted human with a mouth to represent someone that just hospitalised. Well, they're just a mouth and a poo hole, because that's all they can do. They can eat or they can poop. I think that's the end of the demo. Cool, that was nice, short and sweet, and leaves me wanting more. I will absolutely be getting this game on day of release. Be showing a video of it when I can. Personally though, I suggest you purchase it yourself if you can. Dog, Danny, dog handler, Mr. Craven. Special thanks to you. Seriously, Mr. Craven was voice actor for the dog handler? Why are you here? None of this matters. Akuma does a lot of this in Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion. I think he does the death quotes for the enemies when they kill you, and it's very cryptic text. It's almost like poetry, but quite morbid. It's one of the things I like about him. If you don't know who Mr. Craven is, he's a YouTuber who does a lot of horror videos. He's much better than I am. He's very good, very funny. The developer makes all of this music himself. He created the Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion soundtrack, which is one of my all-time favourite video game soundtracks. In fact, I cannot fault it. Soundtrack for this as well was spot on. Very lovely sounds and music. The end happened a long time ago. And there we are, Lag Studios. Feeling safe isn't a feeling that you feel. The janitor. Whoever he is anyway. Do not turn off your system while the icon is displayed. It will not save you. That was cool. Listening to these little sound effects here are incredibly Silent Hill. Just looking at this as well gives me a Silent Hill 4 The Room vibe, which is most likely what he is going for. Reminds me of another game called Organ Quarter, which is a virtual reality only game on Steam. That was very scary. I had trouble playing that just because of how immersive it gets. I was very scared throughout the entirety of that game. I still haven't completed it. But anyway, that was Lost in Vivo. An excellent game to support. Do check it out. I suggest you don't watch videos of the game other than the demos and trailers. Get it yourself. I have very high expectations for this, and I'm very much looking forward to the full release. Take care.